because he's the one who got me here. If we live our life for you. So, yeah. So I already ate some of it. Most likely going to bring them to school. They're good. And they're healthy, so blueberry yogurt over pretzels. Got something to match it. A lime. My uncle got it for me and my aunt. And I already drank this one today. Okay, the Wi-Fi's kind of messing up. But this, and it says blessed. Okay, the Wi-Fi's kind of messing up. But this, and it says big. But I didn't know they were having a birthday party. Just like, I know. But I was so confused because I had no clue at all. And they said, why do you think we kept making like excuses? And I'm like, I didn't even know they were making excuses because my uncle, was because he sent me out. And he was like, why you made me miss your house? But he was like playing, so, and he normally plays like that and stuff. But he actually did miss my house, and we turned around. So I didn't think anything of it because it happens, and he jokes like that anyway. So, so yeah, but I'm so grateful. And they got me this, but it kind of keeps breaking, but it's okay. It says birth. Wait, that's upside down. I think. Wait, birth. Hey, girl. Very grateful. And so yes. I feel like it keeps ripping, but it's okay. I'm just so thankful. Even if it may not have been a whole lot, it was still good, and I still love it, and I'm so thankful, especially for Jesus, because he did not give up on me. And yeah, so we're gonna be reading some of the Bible, probably 1 or 2 chapters, because I have not caught up with my other chapters, and I'm like 6 chapters behind because I have like 1.5 more to go, and 4 chapters that I had to do today. So I'm kind of behind. So, and I might start waking up at like 5:30, something like that, so I can read my Bible, be ready to start the day, give God the glory, and things like that. Okay. So, I'm not going to restart. I'll just give you a preview, basically, of what we're reading. So, basically, Judas betrayed Jesus, and then when Jesus got over to them and stuff, and Judas was like, he knew he did wrong and he went to hang himself, but even when you know you do wrong, don't do that. But he was one of God's disciples and stuff, but that doesn't still give us an excuse. And so I'm gonna read. I'm almost done, but I do need to read because the devil's gonna attack, but I still need to read the Word of God, not to just get it done, but to take it in, because this is what Jesus did for us. And this is a very great thing to read, and especially on my birthday, because I get to see he died for me, and he saved me through all the years that mistakes and failures and everything I did throughout my 16 years. He forgave them. He said, I no longer see the sin in you, but I see my son Jesus. Once you give your life to Jesus and stuff. But I'm going to at least read these 2 chapters that I have to do right now because I need to do homework. And I'm not going to try to take too long on my homework. So I do have kind of a lot of homework, but it's okay because some people don't get that. So let's be thankful. So we're going to read. And then they were like, crucify Jesus. And then Pilate was like, what evil has he done? Like, what has he done for you to do this, for him to be crucified? But they shouted all the more, let him be crucified. So they were like, we don't care, crucify. Like, Jesus was right, and I guess they just didn't like that. Like, Jesus was you know. Maybe they just didn't really believe. They were like, there's a man saying he's Jesus, saying he's the king, but I guess they're still waiting for somebody else to save them, I guess. But Pilate delivers Jesus to be crucified. By the way, Pilate didn't, I guess, really want him to be crucified. But he asked the crowd, and they wanted him to be crucified. Pilate delivers Jesus to be crucified. So when Pilate delivers Jesus to be crucified. So when Pilate saw that he was gaining nothing, but rather that a riot was beginning, he took water and washed his hands before the crowd, saying, I am innocent of this man's blood. I'm done. See to it yourselves. So the blame is on you. And all the people answered, his blood be on us and on our children. So they basically cursed their children. They were like, put the blame on them too, you know? And then he released for them Barabbas, which is, they were like, Pilate was like, pick Jesus or Barabbas. They picked Barabbas. And they, then he released for them Barabbas, and having scorched Jesus, delivered him to be crucified. Jesus is mocked. Before I start this one, just to say, we are meant to be set apart. We are meant to look different. Don't just look different to say, oh, like, I'm going to heaven because I'm doing this, this, and that. No, it's not about what you do. You do it because Christ lives in you. But the only way to heaven is through Jesus Christ, not by the works or the actions or the words that you've said. It's about living your life fully for Him and giving it to Him, doing His commandments. Jesus is mocked. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the governor's. Then Jesus is mocked. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the governor's headquarters, and they gathered the whole battalion before him. And they stripped him and put a scarlet robe on him, and twisting together a crown of thorns, they put it on his head and put a reed in his right hand. And kneeling for him of the Jews, and they spit on him, and they took the reed, struck him on the head. That must have hurt. And when they had mocked him, they stripped him of the robe and put his own clothes on him and led him away to be crucified. But remember, this is a very sad thing, but this is also a very beautiful thing because he died for us. The crucifixion. As they went out, they found a man of Simon by name. They compelled this man to carry his cross, and when they came to a place called Goliath, which means place of skull, they offered him wine to drink mixed with gall, but when he tasted it, he would not drink it. And when they had crucified him, they divided his garments among them by chasing lots. What? I don't get that. And when they had crucified him, they delivered his garments among them by casting lots. I guess curses, but I don't know. Then they sat down and kept watch over him there. And wait. Then they sat down and kept watch over him there, and over his head they put the charge against him, which read, This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. The King of Jews. And over his head they put the charge against him, which read, This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. Then 2 robbers were crucified with him, one on the right and one on the left. And those who passed by derided him, wagging their heads and saying, "You who would destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days, save yourself. If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross." So also the chief priests with the scribes and elders mocked him, saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel. Let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe him." So I guess they're testing him or something. But he trusts in God. Let God deliver him now. If he desires him, for he said, "I am the Son of God." And the robbers who were crucified with him also revealed him in the same way. So they still believe that he was the Son of God too. And they were like mocking him and like, so they were basically, I guess, testing him. I guess you said they're like, if you're really the Son of God, if you're really the King of the Jews, like come down right now, like save yourself. Then they were like, if you are the Son of God, come down from the cross. So also the chief priest with the scribes and elders mocked him, saying, "He saved others, he cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel. Let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe him." So yeah, I think they're like just testing him. Hi. The death of Jesus. And remember, Jesus died for our sins. The biggest thing we need to be thankful for is that he died. He gave us another chance in life. Because if he didn't die, and then we were born and stuff, we would go to hell. Like, some of us are still going to go to hell. But, I mean, I feel like God has chosen people. That's what I believe. I believe God has already chosen people. And I think it might say it in the Bible, but I'm not sure. But it was like few are called, no, many are called, but few are chosen. So God already knows who's going to heaven, who's going to hell. I believe I'm chosen, but I don't know. But my uncle, if you know, you know, you know. But hold on. But hold on. The death of Jesus. Now from the 6th hour, there was darkness over all the land. Amen. He is. But also remember, like, don't just say it to, like, some people just do it to get attention. And I'm not saying you are, but some people do. And, like, like if they have a friend that loves God, they might do it just so, I don't know. But some people use God for clout, and that really aggravates me. But, God's going to judge them, and I should righteously judge. The death of Jesus. And let's just remember, Jesus died for our sins so that we could have a chance to go to heaven, to give us that free gift, which he paid for. He died a death we should have died. He lived a life we couldn't live. So he died the death that we should have died. He lived a life that we could never, ever, ever live. And it's so beautiful that he got off the throne of God, like he got from heaven, from all the glory, and he came down here to die on the cross for our sins. The death of Jesus. Now from the 6th hour, there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, "Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani?" I don't know. That is my God. What? I'm so confused. That is my God. My God, why have you forsaken me? I'm so confused. And some of the bystanders hearing it said, "This man is calling Elijah." And one of them at once ran and took a sponge, filled it with sour wine, and put it on a reed, and gave it to him to drink. But the others said, "Wait, let us see whether Elijah will come to save him." And Jesus cried out again with a loud voice and yielded up his spirit. I guess so he died. But I'm so confused. I'm going to have to ask my youth preacher that. That don't make sense. I bet if he explains it, I'll probably understand it. But right now, that don't make no sense. Because I'm confused. Eli? Like, that don't make sense. That is my God, why have you forsaken me? That's confusing me too. I guess he died, but I'm so confused because I'm so confused. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. And behold, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth shook, and the rocks were split. The tombs also were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming out of the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the holy city. Hold up. And behold, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth shook, and the rocks were split. The tombs also were opened. And many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming out of the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the holy city. Wait, hold up. And coming out of the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the holy city. I guess after coming out of, I guess they came out of the tombs when he resurrected. They went into the holy city and appeared to many. When the centurion and those who were with him, keeping watch over Jesus, saw the earthquake. Oh, when the centurion and those who were with him, keeping watch over Jesus, saw the earthquake and what took place, they were filled with awe and said, "Truly, this was the Son of God." So now they understand. There were also many women there looking on from a distance, who had followed Jesus from Galilee, ministering to him, among whom were Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of James and Joseph. There were also many women there looking on from a distance, who had followed Jesus from Galilee, ministering to him, among whom were Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of James and Joseph, I guess Jesus' mother, and the mother of the sons of Zebedee. Jesus is buried. When it was evening, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who also was a disciple of Jesus. When it was evening, there came a rich man from Arimathea When it was evening, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who also was a disciple of Jesus. He went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. The Pilate ordered it to be given to him. And Joseph took the body and wrapped it in a clean linen shroud and laid it in his own new tomb. And Joseph took the body and wrapped it in a clean linen shroud and laid it in his own new tomb, which he had cut in the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the entrance of the tomb and went away. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were there sitting opposite the tomb. So I guess they were watching. Wait. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were there sitting opposite the tomb. Okay. So we're almost to 28. So I'm only going to read those right now, and I'll probably come back and do the other ones later on. I just have homework to do, and I should have did it earlier, but hold on. But just so I can at least catch up and know I'm at the guard at the tomb. So somebody was guarding the tomb or something. The next day, that is after the day of preparation, the chief Pharisees gathered before Pilate and said, "Sir, we remember how the impostor said while he was still alive, 'After 3 days I will rise.' Therefore order the tomb to be made secure until the third day, lest his disciples go and steal him away and tell the people. After 3 days I will rise. Therefore order the tomb to be made secure until the third day, lest his disciples go and steal him away and tell the people." So basically just waiting until the third day so his disciples can't come and steal him. He has risen from the dead, and the last fraud will be worse than the first. Pilate said to them, "You have a guard of soldiers. Go, make it as secure as you can." He has risen from the dead, and the last fraud will be worse than the first. Pilate said to them, "You have a guard of soldiers. Go, make it as secure as you can." So they went and made the tomb secure. By sealing the stone and setting a guard. Okay. The resurrection. So, read 27, which I already read a little bit at school today, I think. Was that today? I think. But also, I didn't feel good at school. So. And that's not an excuse, but I did. Like right now, I feel good. But at the same time, I don't. But I think it's just allergies. The resurrection. So when he rose again. Now after the Sabbath, toward the dawn of the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to see the tomb. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and came and rolled back the stone and sat on it. Oh, they said, "Not today." His appearance was like lightning, and his clothing white as snow. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothing white as snow. And for fear of him, the guards trembled and became like dead men. Oh, they were scared. Yes, and for the fear of him, the guards trembled and became like dead men. But the angel said to the women, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he has risen. As he said, come see the place where he lay. As he said, "Come see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead. And behold, he is going before you to Galilee, therefore you will see him. I have told you." No. Then go quickly and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead. And behold, he is going before you to Galilee, therefore you will see him. See, I have told you. So they departed quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy, and ran to tell his disciples. And behold, Jesus met them and said, "Greetings." And they came up and took hold of his feet and worshipped him. And behold, Jesus met them and said, "Greetings." And they came up and took hold of his feet and worshipped him. Then Jesus said to them, "Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee, and there they will see me. So I guess he was. The report of the guard. I guess the guard went back and told. While they were going, behold, some of the guard. While they were going, I guess while like the women and went to go to the disciples, behold, some of the guard went into the city and told the chief priest all that had taken place. And when they had assembled with the elders and taken counsel, and when they had assembled and when they had assembled and when they had assembled with the elders and taken counsel, they gave a sufficient sum of money to the soldiers and said, Tell people his disciples came by night and stole him away while we were asleep. And if this comes to the governor's ears, we will satisfy him and keep you out of trouble." So they took the money and did as they were directed. And this story has been spread among the Jews. And this story has been spread among the Jews to this day. The Great Commission. I don't really understand commission right now, but maybe I will after this. Now the 11 disciples, because remember one died. Now the 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain to which Jesus had directed them. And when they saw him, they worshipped him. But some doubted, and Jesus came and said to them, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me." So he has the authority. "Go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Spirit." Wait. All authority, and Jesus came and said to them, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age." So he even told his disciples that he was there with them. Teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. Teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age. So telling them to learn what I taught you, and I'm with you to the end of the age. So I read all the way Matthew. Now I got math. I got all the way to 4. I got 4 more chapters, but they're short. Even though I say that and I take forever on them, but. I'm gonna go get my homework so I can do some. I gotta pray real quick though. But what I learned is that Jesus went through all that for us. He got crucified, raised again, gave his disciples what's it called? Like a command basically to like teach people about him or something. And I'm pretty sure they didn't really give any more, I guess, more after that because that was the end of Matthew. But so Matthew has been so good, talking about lust, divorce, retaliation or something like that. Like if someone's mean to you, turn the other cheek. Like don't even say anything back. Like once you let God handle it, that's gonna go somewhere. So like if someone's cussing you out, be like, nope, I ain't. Jesus will handle them. Jesus will handle me. We ain't getting in all that. Cat, you ain't getting my food now. I have one more Lonnie because I took my Orange Crush today. I ain't getting them. No. But about that, I gotta get my homework. And yes, you're probably like, why are you doing it so late? But I was at my aunt's house and then birthday party and then church and Bible study. So excuse. But I'm gonna try to be a good example. So still I'm gonna do my homework. And you don't just be a good leader by your words. You actually be a good leader by your actions too, because Jesus was a great leader, and even though I can't be perfect, I need to try to be like him, and he was a great leader. So me showing y'all that you should still do homework even if it's late, no excuse, because I mean it's your fault because you didn't do it late, or either you had plans. So either way, you still need to do it. And if you couldn't, like if you wanted to, I would say you could do it in the morning. But then you might forget or like, what was I going to say? But, we all got things that we do. The TV, and I was like confused for a second because I just heard, But I gotta go get my homework. I'm gonna do it. But it ain't much, I don't think. Because I'm pretty sure it's kind of easy. Kind of. Not words to study. I really don't want to read that story. But I mostly understand it, so I think I'm good on reading the story. And I'm pretty sure either we have the test tomorrow or on Friday. So if I don't read it tonight, I could probably read it tomorrow. So I'm gonna go get my backpack, and I'll be right back. And I'm sorry if it repeats itself because if I'm okay. Thank y'all for. Oh, you're not here anymore. Morning. That's mostly what I have to do with Linger. So I'm going to study those real quick. my words. And this is how I do it, but hold up, I gotta get my good one. Where'd it go? Here it is. Yep, got them all three. This is what I use for my Bible, so I gotta try to go easy on them because I use them on my Bible. So. Sorry, y'all. Graph. Let's graph, 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 graph. Okay. I'm probably highlighting too much. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I remember them. I'm gonna use orange, so I need to just highlight these words. But what I do is I like pick out keywords in the like word thingy to like remember it. That's just how I do it. So autobiography, writing about a person's life written by that person. Writing about a person's life written by that person. So I think what will help me remember that is autobio. Like it's saying they wrote their own. Auto, the writing of one. Autograph, that one's easy. I'm going to cross if I think I can remember it. Bibliograph, the written list of all the books used in a report. I can remember that one easily because of the Bible, the book. And because I kind of just remember that one, I guess. Biograph, a book written about a person's life. But I need to remember, autobio means a person writing a story about their own. Bio is just a book written about a person's life. So I think I got that one. Autobio is somebody writing a story about their lives. Cartograph, map making, writing involved in making maps or charts. I think I can remember this one by Carto and charts. Yeah, so I can probably kind of remember that one. And think I can remember that one, so I'm just going to do that. Homograph, a word written the same way as other words but having a different meaning. Bow, hair, and bowship. Okay, but how I can remember this one is home. Like a home, you may say some words, but somewhere else you might say something different. So I think I kind of got that one under control. Paragraph, a section of writing that has a topic and concluding sentence. I think I got that one. Phonograph, record player. So how I remember that one is record player. Phone is a device, so it says a device, and it can record. It's a sound because phone has sound. So I think I got that one. Photograph, the use of light to record an image using a camera. Or taking a photo. Yeah. And then using a camera. Seismograph, a device that writes down records or records. A device that writes down records the movements of the earth. And I think that I got that one because that one's kind of sciencey, so. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, at least like 4 that I really need to study, but I will need to study all of them. just at least those 4 for now, because if I do that, it's just my allergy. I'm trying not to sneeze. Don't do it, guys. It's not, it's just allergies, and I probably need to go take my medicine, but. Okay. Okay. Did that one. Now I got more. Not what I got. This one I already studied. Like, I got writings all over it and stuff, but. Okay. So, describe. I think I mostly got that, because when you describe someone, to say or write down how something or someone looks, to use adjectives in writing. So, I think I mainly got that one. Inscription. A short dedication written in a book. And how I remember this one is in. You engrave something, and it says a short dedication written in a book or engraved on something. In and engraved. So that's how I remember that one. So I think I got that one, but I think I might mess up a little bit, so hopefully not. Manuscript. I remember like a menu. So a book is a menu. So I got that one. Postscript. P.S. I think I got that one. Prescription. Easy. I got that one. Scribble. Got that one. It's just sloppy handwriting, basically. Scribe. And I need to remember that one, so I think I need to study that one more. A scribe. It's not saying scribe ription or whatever. It's like a person, a scribe. A person who writes things down. I think I got that one. But at the same time, I could probably get it mixed with something else. Script, a set of papers with writing that will be read and acted out. So I got that one. Subscription, an agreement. I think I got that one, but I probably need to study it more. Transcribe, to write down or record, to translate. And I think I got that one. So there's 3 that I need to study. And shout out to my sister, because she's basically the one who got it started. Like, she wasn't thinking of a party. She was just thinking like, oh, you could buy her a cake, and then it turned into a party. So I'm done with that. You can tell because just my allergies. Okay, I have not studied this in a little bit, so don't need to study that. Just this. Okay. Radical. Radical is kind of easy. Presumptuous. And how I remember this one is because presumptuous seems like a big word, so overconfident word. Not really an appropriate word, but I feel like it's an overconfident word. Not that I really think that, but that just helps me remember that word. Consequence, outcome, result. That's like cause and effect, basically. Credulity. Believing anything, and I feel like that's a good one. Easy because you give credit to people. So you can believe anything, I guess. That's how I remember that one. Compensation, pay or other benefit given for service or loss, repayment. Okay, how I remember this one is it says pay, and then it says pen. That's how I remember that one. And apathy, not caring, lacking interest. Instead of showing empathy, You're showing apathy. And I think I got that one too. Radical major. If I had a study, I don't like any. But I'm gonna say I'm just gonna write in orange study, which I'm pretty sure. I think I'm ready. That means I gotta do all these questions again. No, 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 no. Hold on, maybe I can just. Y'all. My book is bending. Okay. Okay, so I did those three. And I just got those 5 questions, but I gotta see, where does the monkey's paw come from? I love you, Papa. Yo, I thought it said folk, and it didn't. But it says something close. Thacker or something. It's like FAK, like FAK, and then IR. What information does the sergeant major have about the... No way I broke that. Um... I don't know. I don't get this one. Oh, consequent. I'll put an I. Okay. I don't know what, because I answered these questions, but I lost my study guide stuff. Okay. Okay. The events that take place in the story or narrative are called the plot. These events give the story. How do it with orange? No, pink. Narrative, story, plot. I'm gonna just say lot makes me remember events. Like S means there's multiple. Inciting incident, the first event in which the conflict becomes apparent. So when it is incited. Conflict, the main problem. Story structure, the outline a writer uses to organize and tell a story. So organized structure. Flashbacks, a scene in a story, play, movie, or TV show that is set in a time earlier than the events in the main story. Turning point, a moment when the series of events and the plot suddenly changes. Resolution, the final outcome. The final outcome of the story's conflict. So, how they solved it. I think there's just 5 and 7. So I would say 2 that I need to study. But I think I'll still get it because it just makes sense. Okay. And this is just also for me to study because I needed to study, and also because you should study. That's what we're called to do if we're supposed to study. Study. So that was basically a study guide. I just had to finish it because I lost mine and I got a new one, so I had to finish it. But it was not even that hard. Most of them I knew. Like, the other one I was like, looking, I was like, what? But, and we're going to be reading about volleyball because that's what we're on. And then we got, okay. Volleyball. Short, no, what is it? Short. Court or sand, so I guess which one would you want to play? Court volleyball is an exciting sport to both watch and play. Sand volleyball is also very popular, especially in coastal states. To an individual not accustomed to the rules of volleyball, both sports would look similar. So if you don't have a lot of knowledge about volleyball, you would think they're close to the same. But there are actually several differences between the two. The main and obvious difference is the playing surface. Court volleyball is played indoors and on harder surface than sand, making it easier for players to move and jump, thus making the play a lot faster. Although the sand is soft, it creates friction, making it more difficult for players to jump and move. Additionally, sand volleyball is typically played outdoors, which means that other variables like wind and rain can impact the play as well. As you're inside, wind and rain cannot touch you. Like wind, a little bit of wind can, Another difference between the two types of volleyball is the scoring system. A game is actually called a set. A game is actually called a set. And in sand volleyball, teams typically play best 2 out of 3 sets to win the match. Meaning that one team must win 2 sets or games to be considered winner over its opponent. In court volleyball, teams play best 3 out of 5 sets, making the matches a lot longer. However, in both sand and court volleyball, a team must win each set by at least 2 points. However, in both sand and court volleyball, a team must win each set by at least 2 points. So I guess I have to have. The size of the team is also different. Although league the size of the team is also different. Although league play may be different, typical court teams are made up of 6 players. although league plays, I guess so, district and stuff play may be different. Typical court teams are made up of 6 players who all have specific positions. Each position has its own rules as far as what it is allowed to do during the game. On the other hand, sand volleyball teams are typically played in doubles, 2 players per team, who move all over the court to keep the ball in the air. Sand volleyball requires vast athleticism and endurance for sure. The last difference is probably something you wouldn't even notice if you were to watch a game. A sand volleyball is actually quite different than an indoor court volleyball. A sand volleyball is lighter and slightly bigger than an indoor volleyball. So it's lighter and it's bigger. I said bitter. This helps it float a little bit more in the air, giving the 2 players a chance of getting to it on time. A court volleyball is made of leather, allowing players to hit it a lot harder. Next time you get a chance to watch either court volleyball or sand volleyball, take a look at the differences mentioned. Look at the court and how it affects the players. Check out the volleyball the teams are using and watch how quickly or slowly it moves through space. Watch the players move about the court and analyze their positions. No matter which one you watch, it is sure to be an exhilarating match. So enjoy. Okay. Homework. I'm doing good on homework because I'm almost done. Tired. Answer each question based on the volleyball, court, or sand passage. What type of structure is the author using to present the information? Hold on. I'm going to say okay. My anxiety's starting to kick in. Jesus got me anyway. How many paragraphs of evidence are used? Oh. Four to seven. Topic sentences are often used. Excuse me. Topics sentences are often used to state the main point of each paragraph. What are the topic sentences of each body paragraph? List them here. There's only 6. What? What? They're small. They're not even. Mm-mm. And then let's say more differences. Okay. I got 2 more pages and I'm done. Oh Lord, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. I'm not even what I know. What? No, and I still got 5 questions to do after this. Jesus, take the wheel. For real. There are many differences about ports. Y'all, comment down below. Are y'all tired right now? Because I am, but I am not getting in trouble because I didn't know homework. If I can do it, I'm doing it. Here's... You probably can tell I'm tired. And the allergies probably makes me even more. Why this was this past as easy to read explain. Oh, I'm falling asleep for real. Because it wasn't too complicated. It was just right and it gave all the right details. Okay. Writing fluency is the ability to produce text that flows well and is easy for readers to understand. On a 1 through 5 scale, 5 being highest, what score do you think the author should get at fluency? Writing fluency is the ability to produce text that flows well and is easy for readers. Let's see. Let's say about an 8. I know that's 1 to 5. I would say it could have been better, so I would 4.5 because they okay. What I did 11. Now I'm on the last part of this. It's not enough to comprehend the main ideas of a text. You will also need to understand the support and explanation behind each idea. Take your understanding of the text further by filling out the chart below. I'm hitting it in the wrong spot. I'm glad you're back. You're welcome. My day was good. How about yours? Today is actually my birthday. But yeah, it was good. It was great. Let's see. Code set in. But another difference between the two types of audit scoring and ascend and ascend. But and sand. Thank you. And but in sandalone. What is your favorite show? I love The Summer I Turned Pretty. I really love that one. The Chosen I haven't watched, but I'm pretty sure I would love it. I have watched a tiny bit of it, but I probably would love it. What is your favorite show? Okay, next one. Stranger Things and Outer. Oh yeah, I forgot about Outer Rings for a second. Okay, so I like Stranger Things, but I really just don't watch it. Like, it's not my favorite. But from what I've seen, it's a pretty good show. I don't know what they're doing. Outer Banks, yeah, Outer Banks is good. If you have any more questions, let me know. Maybe it will keep me a little bit awake. Court teams are made up of 6 players.